Fairy tales are stories that have been around for hundreds and hundreds of years. Most of them probably came from people sitting around the fire listening to the village storyteller, and then those stories were told again and again from one person to the next, and they kept passing them down to the next generation until somebody finally took the time to write the stories down. And now we have books full of fairy tales. Most of us probably have favorite fairy tales that we liked to listen to as children, and we will most likely tell those same fairy tales to our own children someday. There are certain things that fairy tales have in common. First of all, the beginning. Most fairy tales start off with the familiar phrases like, once upon a time, or in a land far, far away. The settings of fairy tales are very similar too. They will often take place in an enchanted forest, or a kingdom, or a castle. Fairy tales have specific types of characters, like princes and princesses, kings and queens, or often there's a regular person who finds out something about their past that they didn't know before. But fairy tales also have magical creatures like giants, elves, talking animals, witches, or fairies. One thing's for sure, we always know which of the characters are good and which are evil. In every fairy tale, there's a clear problem that needs to be solved, and the character will go through a journey or a quest or some type of process to find the solution to that problem. And in the end, all fairy tales are the same. They all lived happily ever after, right? But the really important part of a fairy tale is what happens after the ever after. Fairy tales were created to teach us a lesson or explain a theme that is important to the culture it came from. For example, Cinderella teaches us to be kind no matter what. And from Pinocchio, we learn that no matter how many mistakes we make, it's never too late to do the right thing. Perhaps one of the most important lessons we can learn from fairy tales is that anyone can be the hero of their own story. And if the hero in this story can slay the mighty dragon, maybe we can slay our metaphorical dragons too. So, what's your favorite fairy tale?